music for Egypt. NileFM.
Welcome back to the show. I am here joined with Nayra Nassar. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Are you excited to be on air?
I'm so excited. It's like a dream come true.
Oh my gosh, amazing. Yeah. Well, speaking of dreams coming true, what's one mindset people need when starting something new?
Okay, so it could be like a little controversial, but I think people should believe that they don't really need support to build something from scratch. It has like an emotional thing. It's good to have support, and it has like it boosts emotional confidence.
Yes.
But I personally think that you don't need validation from your closest friends or your followers or your first customers even, because if you rely on that, you will not be able to keep on building.
Keep on going.
Yeah, and to keep on going, and you don't really need the validation to do it.
Okay, so it's like about more of being your own support system.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
While support systems are really important and they're the backbone,
yes,
but you do need to understand that you can do it on your own and that you do not need great validation to go ahead and build something.
I want to talk more about that, but first let's go and listen to a little bit of Mariah Carey, new music by her. This one is Type Dangerous.
Hit music for Egypt. NileFM.
New music by Mariah Carey. That one was Type Dangerous. You're currently tuned into Brainbusters with me, Basmah, and Nayra here in the studio. We're talking about how to build things, what they're not telling you about building things from scratch. And you mentioned that not sometimes, but you don't need that support system. You shouldn't depend on the support system, which makes me beg the question, when building from scratch, what are clear signs? Maybe it's time to quit, and maybe how do you differentiate between something when it's from normal struggles of just starting and like maybe you should quit?
Yeah. So when you're building something and you're definitely like running and you're so motivated and it makes sense, but then when you feel like the idea maybe stopped evolving, I think this is when you can tell. Yeah, you can tell, and you might want to quit or like pivot because this on its own is not really failure.
Okay.
It's progress.
Okay. So if there's no progress, then maybe it's time to quit.
Yeah. If your idea is not evolving and then like you're starting something and it reaches a point where it feels stagnant, I think this is when it's time to quit, because if you differentiate struggles by struggles are it's moving. Struggles feel like they're moving. It is a struggle, but it's movement. You see yourself up and down and all of that, but when you're stagnant,
then it's
it's maybe dead before it even starts, and that's okay.
And that's okay, because if first you don't succeed, you can just start trying again, just as Aliyah said.
Yeah.
Right.
Hit music for Egypt. NileFM.
This was Paradise by Coldplay. Hi, Basmah.
Hi.
So you told me that when you go to concerts, you don't really like hop back and work because so tagwe.
Oh my gosh, yes. I lose my voice instantly.
Have you been to a Coldplay concert?
No. Have you been?
No, yes.
How was it?
It was amazing.
Really?
Yeah, it's out of this world.
No way.
And Chris Martin is just perfect.
He's amazing, right?
He's amazing.
Yeah, I can't get over it. Like, I really want to go there at some point, because the first concert I went to was a Black Eyed Peas concert, and I screamed my lungs out. Oh my God. Yeah, but then instantly the next day I gotta go off of work for a couple of days, sick leave. Yeah.
But it's fine.
But definitely worth it. I have to say that. Definitely worth it. So I feel like sometimes people might not go to a concert or something because they have like a certain mental block towards it. And it's not just a concert, but towards anything in general. True. So that makes me think about like, what are common mental traps people fall into when they're planning something new?
I think people tend to have like fear of delegation. Anyone has fear of delegation. Yeah.
How so?
I personally always had fear of delegation. I wouldn't want anyone to do anything but me. I want to be everyone, everywhere, all at once.
You want to do everything yourself.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
And
it's like trusting someone else with something, like your baby.
Exactly. And I've seen this happen with everyone.
Yeah.
Like people who are working much smaller jobs or much bigger jobs. I've seen people fear delegation, especially when they're building.
Micromanagement.
And I think this is a very big mistake. Letting go early serves you big time, and I would definitely want to go back with time and do that, because the burnout lack of delegation causes is insane.
Because you feel so overwhelmed by constantly doing everything.
And it's like you're a control freak.
Yeah.
It translates into that, you know?
Yes, I get that. I get that so much. Yes, oh my gosh. Literally something like that similar happened literally yesterday. I'll tell you all about it. But first, before we get into that, we got Relentless Love, new music only on NileFM.
Hit music for Egypt. Nile FM.
That was Dua Lipa, IDGAF, right here on Brainbusters with me, Basmah, and Nayra right here. Good morning. And we were talking earlier about what's the most harmful advice when you're just starting out, that people can tell you and people often fall into.
It's like the most common advice you can ever hear. Follow your passion.
No, no.
I don't want to I don't hate follow your passion.
Yes.
I love follow your passion. It makes so much sense, but this cannot be the drive, because passion on its own is not enough. You need structure.
It's not enough fuel.
Yeah, it's not enough anything. Passion is not enough for you to start something or to go out there and put your entire well-being out there.
Yeah.
So you need so much more than passion. You need structure, and you need boring consistency, and you need an entire personality flip, discipline. Yeah. So follow your passion sounds so romantic.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's so wrong to say, because so many people destruct their lives based on follow your passion.
Yes, exactly. I love that you said that boring consistency. People don't have the motivation to do that. Like, they're like, I'm bored, so I'm gonna just let it go completely.
Yeah, people hate doing anything repetitive or routine, and
exactly
building anything has a lot of repetition and routine. Oh
my gosh. It's like, for instance, especially if you're going to go into like the gym or anything like that, you need that consistency in order to see something,
to build a muscle.
Exactly. So it's the same with when you're starting something from scratch.
Everything ever.
Oh my gosh. Well, let's see what Glass Animals has to say about creatures from heaven and get into more about this topic.
Hit music for Egypt. Nile FM.
Jack Harlow, that one was Tranquility. And speaking of tranquility, and speaking of achieving all what you want and living that dream, can you imagine that? You can do that. Yes, you can. And you can do that here on Brainbusters, because Nayra is going to tell you all about how to do that, because oftentimes people have these questions, and I just want to know, how can you narrow it down? Like, what's one question people should ask themselves before they decide to build something from the ground up? And what can that honest answer reveal?
I think it should be, am I going to be patient with this version of myself?
Oh, that's a really good answer. I mean, like, it's a really good question as well.
It's an amazing question.
It's an important question.
Yeah, because it really does reveal so many things. So when you ask yourself this question, you find yourself thinking about the gaps that
you have
this
to fill
version
in.
of yourself will have once you start building something. There are so many ego holes and gaps in your personality and consistency. Yeah, like maybe you're not disciplined at all, and this version of yourself that's going to build needs so much discipline. For example, are you going to be patient with that? Are you going to watch yourself change into that, or are you not that person?
I love that your answer has a lot of going about being that different person, because when you're building, you're not going to be the same person. In order for you to build that other life or build that other career, you have to shift into someone else, into becoming a different version of yourself.
Yes, you have to shift, and I think so many people underestimate how big of a shift it is.
Oh yes, that's true. That's very true. And it's also not just a shift for you, but also for those around you that are so used to the old
version,
which is why you said that you gotta not depend on those close circles to motivate you.
Exactly. I would always say the close circle, again, because I don't want anyone to get me wrong, it's really important. I'm so blessed to have a great support system.
Yeah.
But internal alignment is much more important. Self-awareness is much more important. Being self-aware that you're going to tolerate or be patient with a much more different and disciplined, and maybe it's the idea of someone you hate. You can turn into the idea of someone because when I was younger, I hated people who were like very strict with their times and all that.
Yes.
But now I'm that. Now I'm a morning person. Now I'm with you
yes,
at like
exactly.
10 in the morning.
You find that these things that you used to hate, these are the things that are going to get you to your dream.
Apparently.
Discipline.
Yeah.
It's all about discipline.
It is. It
Because
funnels
you know
down
what?
to that.
Yeah, we don't have time. No broke boys, none of that.
Exactly.
Hit music for Egypt. Nile FM.
That was No Broke Boys, and we're still here on Brainbusters talking about what they're not telling you when you're building something from scratch. And that makes me think of the very first idea that you always get. What are our first ideas that come to mind meant to be protected or challenged, and can they simply be wrong?
They're absolutely meant to be challenged. I'm a true believer that every single idea you get, it has to be challenged in order for you to spot if something's wrong with it.
Okay.
And something being wrong with it is not really an issue. Quite the opposite. It's healthy and it's progress, and it's like the first testing phase for you internally, like on your own, before it going out to the world, whatever the idea or the muscle is.
Yes.
Yeah. So, ideas
to
are
keep
definitely
track.
meant to be challenged.
I remember my supervisor used to always tell me, like, when I used to write scripts, he'd be like, the first 14 scripts that you write, you're going to throw them in the trash.
Exactly.
And then from there, you're going to start seeing.
Yeah, which is totally okay. I feel like so many people go like, I don't want my effort and my thoughts to go to waste, but they don't go to
They
waste.
don't go to waste.
They evolve.
They build on something else.
Exactly.
I love that. I love that. Sometimes you just like you gotta wake up from that dream.
Hit music for Egypt. Nile FM.
That was Waking Up Dreaming. We're still talking about how to get out there, like do what you want, and do that by knowing what they don't tell you about building yourself up from scratch. But I have one last question, and that is, what advice would you give your younger self?
I didn't want to be cliche, I guess, but I would say don't confuse burnout with progress.
Okay. Tell me more.
You can definitely build something so powerful without burning out yourself in the way. You don't have to translate your progress into self-worth.
Yes.
Because I did that. I fell in this trap for so long.
You used to associate both together?
Of course, like until very recently. I think my husband had like a great role in me reversing that, because I would sleep for 3 hours just to feel like I
You're
worth
doing
more. Yeah.
But it's not about that.
It's not about that.
You could still sleep the 8 hours and still get a lot done after that.
You can also work for 8 hours only. You don't have to burn out yourself to make sure that you're internally getting this adrenaline rush and making yourself proud, because it's not that.
It's not about that at all.
You can definitely build something so beautiful and so powerful without having to burn out.
I love that. I love that. You have to be gentle with yourself along the process.
And I would tell my younger self to chill.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't chill at all. And I was always in a rush to do things. So, yeah, chill. You're on NileFM today.
Yes, exactly. Well, unfortunately, we have come to the end of today's show, but I don't want you to go anywhere. We have so many shows coming up for you. I'll be back tomorrow from 10 a.m. all the way to 11, but I'll leave you the same way that I do every single show, and that is to tell someone you love that you love them, and to be kind to your mind. And today, we are leaving a very special dedication to Amr, who is Nayra's husband. This song goes out for you, and she tells you that she loves you.